Dr. Gold.
And Dr. Gold.
With Dr. Gold's Optimal Living Institute. Here with a little bit about some relationships. So Dr. Gold and myself, my lovely darling wife, and I have been struggling for a little while. We won't go into details, but we've been struggling in our relationship. But it's been a challenge. And it's been a challenge for a while between us. And it really came to a head a couple of weeks ago. The good thing is that when it did, we've communicated unlike we ever have the entire time that we've been married. So looking back on it, what might have prevented us from getting to that point was, number one, clear and open and honest, deep communication from your heart.
From your soul.
From your soul. Really connecting with that other person and seeing who they are as a person and what they are. The second thing is forgiveness and being able to move on. Because as long as you're angry and holding on to that anger, you're never going to be able to move forward. And that's where we are right now, is we're focusing on moving forward and putting this behind us. The second thing, or the third thing I should say, is gratitude. Really deep in the soul. I am extraordinarily grateful for my wife. I love her with all my heart. I'm getting ready to start crying here. But having that profound sense of gratitude and really truly appreciating every moment that you have together.
And not taking them for granted.
And definitely not taking them for granted. A lot of us, to be honest with you, phones and tablets and TVs are a big reason people end up drifting apart.
Addictions.
And that's contributed to us. And now when we're together, we're not on our phones. We leave our phones away. We might watch like a short video or a short TV show or something like that, but we're together. We're not being distracted by our phones. We're not being distracted by voicemails. We're not being distracted by text messages. We're really intently focusing on being grateful for the time that we have together and really cherishing those moments. So
yeah, time goes by fast.
It does.
I can't believe 21 years.
We just
married.
celebrated 21 years, and it's been up and down,
Yeah.
and we've drifted apart. And like I said, we've come apart and together over those 21 years, and we've had some ups and downs, like every couple has. And it really came to a head. And for me, it made me realize what's happened over that period of time, and I can look forward now and say, I truly cherish the life that we have. And the fact that my wife is still with me, and I'm grateful for every single moment that I have, and I want to spend that time with her, and I don't want to be distracted. I want to just relish every single moment that I have with her now, and every single moment that we're together. And I'm not going to let my phone, and I'm not going to let my job, and I'm not going to let the TV or anything else distract from that. So all those go off, and it's really the while we've been together, we've had some precious moments over the past couple of weeks. Just being together and connecting like we haven't connected in a very long time.
And just prioritizing the relationship, I think, is really important.
No, that's critical. That would be number 4, number 5.
Yeah.
I'm making some adjustments at work. I worked myself to the bone trying to get tenure at St. Leo, and picking up odd jobs and helping Tanya with Degoli and launching that and doing all the recording and stuff, which I love to do. It's a lot of work, but when I got tired, instead of focusing on her and putting all that aside, I focused on the fact that I was tired, and that's not going to happen anymore. If I'm tired, fine, I come home, I'm tired, but my time with her is my time with her, and I'm working on separating that now, which I haven't done for a very long time.
Yeah, and remember, the outcome from hurt is anger. So if you're feeling hurt or you're just angry right now, it comes from hurt. Just recognizing where that might be stemming, but also letting it go to find the healing part. And it's okay to keep moving forward in the love, because if you have love, that can trump so many things. Yeah. And the idea is, when you have that open communication, do we yell and scream at each other? Yes. Do we get mad? We don't fist fight, thank God. We don't throw and break things, but some people need a rage room, I get it. But the idea is also, can you bring in joy, love, laughter, silliness, fun? Yeah. That's the important part of that relationship as well. So I think we kind of lost sight. We've been working hard, and I love, working and doing all these videos too, but we also need to play and build. And I think that's where that communication is come to light now too. And travel, you couldn't travel as much during COVID. So we're just excited to do more things together as a couple and, appreciate each other. I think that's important as well.
I'll never stop appreciating you.
Thank you. Mwah. Mwah.
And one other last bit of plug for my upcoming book is I talk about this concept of emotional intensity. And I break down emotions very simply. It's negative and positive. Negative are the ones that that make you hurt, that are unserving, that are counterproductive. I put anger in that category. Positive ones are the ones that make you feel good. They release the endorphins and they get you going, and you get excited and things like that. And they're serving for you. They're beneficial. Anger is one of those that crosses those boundaries. And when you get angry, and I was very angry when things came to a head, but it lasted only really for a couple of days, and there were only a couple of outbursts. I had what I consider productive releases. My anger was extremely intense, so my releases were extremely intense. And that's where, if you want to be able to move past those emotions, you have to be able to find other emotions that are greater in intensity. So for me, because my anger was really intense, my releases had to be extremely intense to be able to get past that anger. But oh boy, I let it out, and I'm sorry I took it out on my lovely wife, but I let it out. It was very short outbursts over a couple of days. There were only, maybe 2 each day or 3 each day, which is really all I needed. And after that, because that was so intense, because those releases for me were so intense, I was able to set aside the anger. And I can truly say it only took me about 2 days to get rid of the anger. And my anger level was way up here. It was really, really intense. Yeah. But because of the way I released it in a productive manner, I was able to move on more quickly.
Yeah, and get professional help. I think, therapy for me is really important. And if you need professional guidance, not to just say, forget it, everything's over, guidance that is uplifting and true to you, it's good to follow those words. And the nice part that we started doing, because, of course, when things happen, you talk to your friends or family and they give you advice, but take heed of that advice. The one thing that I really do value us is we listen to each other more so than our family and our friends. We actually also did a lot of soul searching within ourselves to say, Tanya, Drew, what do you need? What do you want? Instead of everybody just saying, do this, do that, and again, sometimes it's from their experience. They're giving their advice, which again, definitely appreciative and is coming from a loving place, but maybe not the best supportive advice for you in this moment, because they don't know you completely and they don't know your exact situation. They just know what they've been through. And if you look at statistics or this or that, divorce is high. People are fighting a lot. There's a lot of, but if you just, look at that, you're not seeing the couples that are making it through, the couples that are living in cherished moments and having the time of their lives and doing amazing things. That's what I think we need to start focusing on, and knowing that you're not a statistic. You can make it, you can grow, you can do well in your life and choose well. Again, we're not here to tell you what to do. We're just here to share our story, but just to help you navigate and know that there is hope and that you can get through it. You do need to speak up and have that conversation. It can be uncomfortable. It was really uncomfortable, but we did it. And it's nice to keep kind of moving through all this, because it's just, again, an opportunity to feel amazing and feel wonderful.
Yeah. And the amount of communication we've had in the past 2.5 weeks is probably more than we've had in the past 3 years combined.
I think almost more than our relationship for 21 years.
It's crazy. We're communicating now on levels that we've never even thought possible.
Yeah.
And it's because we've just opened up to each other from deep within our souls.
Yeah. And expressing emotions. Like if we need to let it out, we are doing that. If we need to just literally end up on the floor, just, prostrating ourselves in pure, misery or just ecstasy or just whatever we're feeling, we're letting all those emotions out coming from our souls too.
And I talk to God on a daily basis now,
too.
Unlike I ever have. And whatever you believe in, it's important to bring that into your life, because that will help as well.
Yeah.
That helps with focus, and that helps with clarity. And you've got to come at this if you really want to move forward from a place of love and compassion and understanding.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness is the big one. Like I said, it's communication, it's forgiveness, it's gratitude. It's not
taking the person for granted.
But in order to be able to do that, you really have to come at it from a loving place.
Yeah.
Truly from deep within your heart. because some of the things that we've talked about have been hard. She said things that have been hard for me to process, and I've said things that have been hard for her to process. But because we're coming at it from such a deep place within our soul, where it's so much love and so much compassion and so much understanding for each other, and viewing that other person's perspective, we're able to talk about things that are extremely difficult for us to talk about and not get angry. And we get upset a little bit now and then, but it's, we're able to just communicate and move forward. And, I see the blessings that have come out of the situation. Without going into the details of what happened, we just, I think our relationship now is at a much deeper level than it has been probably since the first couple of years of our marriage.
Yeah. And it's without judgment. We just are listening to listen and letting the other person finish without interruption. I'm done. Now you can speak.
And that's been the challenge for both of us.
I know. I have to work on that too.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just wanted to share that with you because we think that it can help. Relationships are tough. They're challenging.
And you see us up here with cooking in the kitchen with Drew, like, woo!
And
It
hasn't been a bad time all along. It's been ups and downs, and you can see, cooking in the kitchen with Drew and the videos that we've been doing all along. We're not faking anything. We're really having fun because we're working on those together and doing those together. So it's been a combination.
You don't see the takes before.
You don't see the outtakes.
We're like, you're supposed to be here.
Yeah, yes. We do argue a little bit. If you can see all the behind the scenes to be able to get the final product, they can be quite humorous. You would think that we were mortal enemies sometimes. But it's been a very cathartic process for the last 2.5 weeks, and I'm just excited and so grateful that she's still here by my side and that we're able to move forward instead of dwelling on the past.
Yeah, and I think it started with a strong foundation. We were friends first. We became best friends. I still consider him my best friend, and that will always be the case no matter the future. He's always my best friend. But that's where I think if you have a good grounding or standing on a good strong platform, it makes a huge difference for you to forge forward with a relationship rather than, sometimes it's just the physical, which you can still build a relationship on that. But if it's just that and there's not the communication, I think that can dwindle.
Think of it like a 4-legged stool.
Yes.
You've got to have the foundation underneath the legs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Even 3 legs. Just
even
have
3
something,
legs,
strong.
But I think the pillars are, the pillars that we've discovered are communication, gratitude, forgiveness,
and love.
And love. Yeah. Really, not just love, but deep soul love. I mean, I see her as my counterpart, my soul. So it's been an interesting couple of weeks to say the least, but we just thought we'd share that with you. It's been a little bit long. I'm sorry we kind of ramble a little bit, but we think this can be helpful. So, take it for what it is. If you have any questions, please reach out.
Yeah, please.
We'd be more than happy to share with you. My book's coming out on, and I can still say I still haven't had a bad day, even through all this. I've had some tough moments, but I don't have bad days, and I haven't had a bad day since November 1st of 2012. Wow. And that's counting it. That's still record. Still stands almost 12 years without a bad day. Even though we're having some challenging times, it's not ruining my day. It's not running my day. I'm still in control of my day. I have some ups and downs, which is to be expected, but I think I'm really excited about sharing my forthcoming book, and you'll get some information about that here right before its release.
Yeah, and please share your moments. I know, all couples have troubles or things they're going through, but please share how you've overcome. We'd love to learn from you as well and share it with our listeners, our readers, our watchers, our viewers, but just to learn from each other, because we do feel like we're part of a tribe. And if we can build community here where we can grow in love, grow in spirit, and just, again, help one another, that's the key.
Be there and support each other.
Yeah.
We don't know everything. Yeah, so we'll never claim to know everything. So anything that you can share with us, you've gotten our take on our situation, and we think that our approach can be helpful. But if you have some little nuggets, some little golden nuggets, we would love to hear those and love to see those. Please. And I'm sure other people out there would love to see them as well.
So we love you.
Love you. Much love. Much love. This is Dr. Gold.
And Dr. Gold.
Getting at you from Dr. Gold's Optimal Living Institute. Remember,
your health matters, and so does the love in your life. Take
Toodles.
care. Love with yourself too. Very important. Mwah.